Okay, here we've got a ratio question linked to fractions. So in bag A, the ratio of red counters to yellow counters is 1 to 4. So that means I can draw some counters. Okay, I've got a red one, and then for every red one, I've actually got 4 yellow ones. Okay, and then in bag B, a quarter of the counters are red. Sharon says the proportion of the counters that are red is the same in both bags. Well, we've been told that it's a quarter in bag B. What is it in bag A? Actually, it's not a quarter. The ratio is 1 to 4, but we can see it's actually 1/5. There are 5, for every 5 counters, 1 is red. So in bag A, 1/5 are red. So be aware of what ratio means, and like how you can turn a ratio into a fraction. Okay, the number of counters in the two bags is the same. Complete the table below to show how many counters of each colour could be in the bags. All right, now we know we've got the same number of counters in each bag, and we know that in bag A, 1/5 are red, whilst in bag B, 1/4 are red. So the total number of counters must be divisible by 4 and by 5. So the total number of counters must be a multiple of 20. It could be 40, it could be 60, and so on. Let's go with 20 though. I hope that makes sense. It couldn't be 10 counters, say, because then if you take a quarter of 10, you can have 2.5 counters being red. It doesn't make any sense. So we're looking for the total number of counters being divisible by both 4 and 5. Okay, obviously you need to understand part 1 really to do this part 2. Okay, so let's say we've got 20 counters. We've said that in bag A, 1/5 are red. So 1/5 of 20, okay, so if I'm doing this over here, is going to be 20 divided by 5. It's going to be 4. And that's going to mean that 16 of them are going to be yellow. Meanwhile, for bag B, we've got 1/4 of them being red. So it's going to be 20 divided by 4, and that's going to give us 5 counters, which leaves 15 as being yellow. As long as, you could multiply all of these by 2, and that would solve it for if I had 40 counters. But 20 is the best one, I would say, just for simplicity. Okay, part B. In another bag, bag C, the ratio of red counters to yellow counters is 3 to 4. If 3 of the red counters are removed from bag C, the ratio of red counters to yellow counters is 3 to 5. How many yellow counters are in bag C? So I've got 3 to 4 at the start, and then that changes to 3 to 5. However, what is it that we're removing? It's the red that we're removing. So actually, these should, like, the number of yellow counters stays the same in both. And so if I really want to make these the same, I can do that by timesing this one by 5 and this one through by 4. So that's going to mean this one is 15 to 20. And this changes to 12 to 20. So now, I hope this makes sense. I've got that the parts for the yellow stays the same. Okay, so what have I done here? I've removed 3 reds, and we can see that we've actually lost 3 parts. And so 1 part equals 1 counter. Because we can see that 15 has gone to 12. And therefore, how many yellow counters are in bag C? Well, there were 15 reds at the start and 20 yellows, and then we removed 3, it went 12 reds and 20 yellows. We've got 20 yellows in there.